mobility credits trial is part of the Solent Future Transport Zone, a £28.8 million DFT funded programme trying to understand the future of transport within the Solent region. Launched in December 2023, the mobility credits trial was open to residents from Havant Borough, Southampton City, Portsmouth City and the Isle of Wight, and it offered them £50 a month for 12 months to spend on local public transport services. So that included bus services, included ferry, included the train and e-scooter and e-bike options. The trial itself was open to an audience of those who are aged 30 and under and in receipt of council tax support. And what we wanted to do was understand, by providing this mobility credit, did it have an increased use or an increased perception of public transport, and also to understand the wider quality of life benefits associated with mobility credits. What's really unique about the mobility credits trial is that it's being delivered exclusively through a mobility as a service app, and that's the Breeze app that forms part of the Solent Future Transport Zone. It allows local residents to understand all the journey options that are available to them in the local area and book tickets at the same time. And this is the first known example of a mobility credits trial being delivered exclusively through a mobility as a service app. Working with our local authority partners, we invited 2,774 households in the local area, and that resulted in 760 participants taking part. So 89% of those participants were female, 30% were spending £50 a month or more on public transport, and just 18% were either in full-time or part-time employment. So as part of the research programme, in response to receiving their mobility credit, participants were asked to complete a survey at the 6th, 12 and 14-month stage so we could understand the impacts and the outcomes of the trial. At the 6-month stage, it was really interesting to see that there was a 51% reduction in the use of the private car, and 77% of the participants said that they were using the bus more often, or in some cases for the very first time. A real added bonus to the project as well was that 42 participants either found part-time or full-time work within the first 6 months of participating. The results of the Mobility Credits project have been pretty overwhelming. Not only have we seen a massive increase in people's ability to access education, employment, and just be able to travel more and take away that financial strain and stress that's associated with using transport if you're in a low-income group. We've also seen this massive push and increase in people's quality of life. Overwhelmingly, we see comments saying that people are out to travel more, where they may have had anxiety, they understand the local transport system more, and it's managed them to get out, understand more what's out there, and access more goods and services. And that ultimately is what mobility credit's all about. And ultimately, mobility, we want people to be able to access the services that they need to increase their quality of life. And it's been overwhelming to just see how successful mobility credits has been. And the delivery through the Breeze app has allowed them to understand local transport options to them and use them going forward now that the trial has ended. The Mobility Credits project has been such a success that we're now looking at launching additional trials working with new demographics and new groups of people to understand if the same benefits are understood. We're working with our local partners to identify additional groups that we can work with and deliver mobility credits to understand the benefits that the schemes may bring. So in 2025, we're working with lots of food banks across the local area to target different demographic groups. And we're also working in urban areas where there's lots of different transport options to see if people start to use public transport more often by giving them that incentive to go and try the bus for the first time or try a train journey that they may have not done before, whether that's alone or with their family, to just understand the options that are out there and try to get people out of their personal cars. We know that mobility credits are improving people's access to employment, to education, allowing them to explore more local transport options and ultimately really improving people's lives.